We're back once again like we never left, and this time it is State of the Matters on First Next News, where top stories making headlines in Nigeria will be discussed. On set with me is our very own political analyst Kings Ojalo and Ifeanyi Chukwu Ugo Chukwu. First, we'll bring you the headlines. Nenani Usman takes over Labour Party Secretariat as party doubts Obi's return. In another major development, Orji Uzor Kalu, other APC senators vote no to the e-transmission of election results. Bringing you these headlines is Kasi Soni. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we will dive straight into the discussion. Welcome back to the show State of the Matters on First Next News. I remain your moderator, Kasi Tony. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, Kasi. It's my pleasure being here once again.
Yeah, I see that you're smiling, so...
Of course, yes, the joy of politics.
The joy of politics. The joy of politics. Okay, welcome back, Ugo Chukwu. You're not smiling. Why? You don't have the joy of politics?
Well, the Nigerian state is not giving us a lot of reasons to smile.
Honestly.
Oh, really?
Yes. Even in the political arena, because I'm happy we are going to talk about the e-transmission.
Okay.
Those things that Nigerians want, that will give credibility and will give us a sense of belonging.
Okay.
That's what will make us smile.
But you just mentioned you're happy that we're talking about the e-transmission, but you don't seem happy. It's not showing. I need to see the expression. You know, the way Kings are showing it is... Yes,
I said until the needful is done.
Okay, until the needful is done.
When the smiles will radiate.
Okay, until the
now,
needful is done.
I keep it in the cooler.
All right, let's dive in straight to the discussion. So I'll start with you first. Menani taking over the Labour Party Secretariat. Now, prior to this time, we're seeing the conflict, the internal crisis within Labour Party, which actually led to Peter Obi defecting or joining the ADC coalition. Now, if peradventure Peter Obi doesn't win the primaries, like he doesn't end up becoming the ADC flag bearer, do you think he will go back to Labour Party? Besides, before now, the ADC National Secretary, that's the person of Darlington Nwokocha, he actually said that Peter Obi is a man of his word. He's a man of integrity, that he doesn't see the possibility of him coming back to Labour Party. What is your own opinion on this particular matter? Do you think Peter Obi will go back to Labour Party or he will remain in ADC?
Before I start that, I think my colleague is here. Kings, the Darlington, is it so that I will not mix up the thing? Is it the National Secretary of Labour or ADC?
No, it's the
because I know that the National Secretary or acting National Secretary of ADC is the former governor of Osun State.
Yeah, he is the national
Osun or Ogun State, Rauf Aregbesola.
Yes, but Darlington is the national secretary of
Labour
Party. Yes.
Okay, so I get that right.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Kasi, we are back again to the same status quo where we left, as if the Labour Party is not making a headway if they are still thinking about Peter Obi.
Okay.
Because let it be known to Nigerians that Peter Obi is not the owner of Labour Party, and Peter Obi is not part of the making or those who form Labour Party. Labour Party is owned by Nigerian Labour Congress as the parent body that owns Labour Party. So the only thing is that Peter Obi is coming into Labour Party prior to 2023 general elections, because of the movement. Kasi, there is a lot of things Nigerians didn't understand.
Okay.
Peter Obi is a phenomenon.
That's why you're here to help us understand.
Yes, Peter Obi is a phenomenon in the Nigerian politics of today, just like the Kwankwaso and the Tinubus of this world, which heightened or hyped after the fallout in the indecision of PDP to zone their presidential ticket to the southeast or to the south and microzone it to the southeast. Then the fallout that led Peter Obi leave PDP to Labour Party. Immediately Obi entered Labour Party. Recall that what gave Obi the rise was that Nigerians are yearning for a genuine change. Nigerians are yearning for that person that will go to the market after making the purchases. He will come back, give us an account, and we have a balance. So Peter Obi is not that he's a saint. Peter Obi is not that he can separate himself from the Nigerian politicians. Only that he has been sent to the market when he governed Anambra State. He governed, and his scorecards are there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
So Nigerians are seeing him that in the midst of those traditional Nigerian politicians, he seems to be an exception. He seems to be the person that is in the shoes or in the making of the late Yaradua and Jonathan. And again, Labour Party became a vehicle for him to ride on. Nobody knew Labour Party hitherto to the coming of Peter Obi. They called that Adam Soshomele had been there, and the former Ekiti State governor who rode on the back of Labour Party to win elections. But they didn't amplify and make the Labour Party what it should. Then Obi coming in was the fallout from the NSAS protest. Nigerians were looking for that third force. That's what Obi Ezekwesili calls the third force, the office of the citizens, the position of the citizens, which the citizens are doing now, holding the government to account. That is what Peter Obi represents. Immediately the people saw Peter Obi. You recall that APC even accused Peter Obi of, funding and even progressing the NSAS protest, because all those influencers and the national activists that hitherto sponsored that NSAS protest came in to support Obi. I don't know if our memory says that was right.
Yeah.
So Peter Obi became a phenomenon because Nigerians were looking for a way to continue the advancement of coming together, enabled by that NSAS protest. And you saw how the judgment and how the Nigerian government were able to cover the lapses of the NSAS. So Nigerians were still embittered. The youths were looking for a platform to voice out. The Obi came. Before Obi came, there was nothing like Obedient Movement.
Yeah, exactly.
When Obi was in PDP, in 2019, there was nothing like Obedient Movement. That NSAS of those people who are still yearning for where they will have a voice, now quickly
but the obedience
bought the idea of and coerced to be intercepting that movement.
So now your point exactly is that the Labour Party should stop crying over spilled milk.
Yes, Obi has already moved on, and the Obedient Movement is not an appendage of Labour Party.
Okay.
Obedient Movement can move anywhere with Obi, and the Obi is their representation. So because of the ideology, because of what Peter Obi represents, so Labour Party should move on as a Labour Party. Though why these things are coming in is because Obi backed the Nanadi Usman-led faction then against Abure's faction. And recall that Obi supported Abure through the whole crisis he went through with Lamidi Apapa. I don't know whether Nigerians are forgetting this. Then when the ovation was high for Abure to leave the stage, he refused in the way of Nigerian traditional politicians, because the Igbo people say when sleep is sweet, you begin to snore.
Yeah.
He now saw he was enjoying the accolades, enjoying being he didn't know that Obi was why he had a national outlook. Immediately Obi left after trying so much without success in trying to mend the fences and they reposition Labour Party to become a formidable force ahead of this 2027 elections. But the man was busy dancing the piper being played by allegedly the APC. Because you can't tell me that somebody is in the house and you want to pull down the roof. Having seen the incursion and the route you made in 2020 elections, if you try again, you know that you'll be building on the mistakes you made before. But what did we see? Because the wife of Abure is a card-carrying member of APC in Lagos State, and even a member of the committee of campaign that brought back Shomolu in his second tenure. What are you talking about? How can you be in Labour Party, national chairman, and your wife is a member of another party? So how do you juxtapose it? This is the type of politics we see in Nigeria. But as it is now, that the coast is clear, the APC has left Labour Party alone, because we see the monkey hand, according to our local parents, that was playing out when there was a clear Supreme Court judgment that internal affairs of a political party is to be left for the party, for the members of the party according to their constitution. But what happened? Even when Appeal Court has rendered the kangaroo convention that Abure's faction carried out at Newi, rendered it in null and void, and asked the Independent and National Electoral Commission not to recognize Abure. And the OT had an extended ESCO stakeholders meeting in Abia State, which now brought about Nana Usman, recognized Nana Usman with all the caucus members in the National House of Assembly and the who is who in Labour Party. And they went to INEC to recognize this Nana Esther Usman-led caretaker committee. INEC was hell-bent on leaving the picture and having corresponded with Abure, who, excuse me, we are educating Nigerians, whose tenure has been rendered invalid by the courts, and then the crisis continued. Now that Obi has left, Obi has found a new ground. And I tell Nigerians that even if Peter Obi did not clinch the ticket of ADC, he'll be a party player. Because people were saying that Obi is looking for a soft landing, saying that he needs a consensus, he don't want to go into primaries. Obi is not afraid of primaries. He said that he will not be part of a primary where money will be the chief the determinator of choosing the flag bearer against integrity and due process. That is what Obi is saying. But Nigerians and many analysts are missing it. Many political followers are missing it. Peter Obi said, I will only participate if we are following the due process according to the laid down procedure of that political party. But if it is for me to throw money around, I will not do that. If you want me to be your leader, Richard Sokolota did it in Imo State, his first tenure. If you want to vote for me, even the people will contribute. We saw one old woman that even contributed her widow's mite when Buhari came on the first tenure. That woman died and was celebrated in Nigeria. She gave her all and said, we want Buhari to be the president. That's the kind of court followership we want in Nigeria, not the one blinded and being driven by when you're giving 5,000 to sell your conscience. Although delegates giving dollars, even some of them were giving fake dollars. We had all of those things. It's on record that they were even giving fake dollars in Abuja during the APC convention. And when they voted, they went home and started crying. Obi said no to it. So whether Obi clinches the ticket or not, whether Obi goes back to Labour Party or not, Obi is already a face and a phenomenon that any political party would like to buy into his candidature.
All right, thank you so much, Ugochukwu. Now, moving over to you, King Sochalo. You've heard everything that Ugochukwu has said. Now, the Obi's movement, these people claim that Peter Obi actually won the 2023 presidential election. So what then happens to them? What happens to this Obi's movement if peradventure Peter Obi loses these primaries again? Or if he loses the primaries, and then will they still support him to go back to the Labour Party?
First of all, you could recall well, Obi made it clear that he's not going to run under anyone as a vice president in any platform, not most especially the ADC. And also, he had some other supporters. We're talking about Aisha, one of his major supporters in any platform. Now I remember. I just want to add to what my colleague said. I could remember very well, vividly well, when there were news of Obi about the campaign from the Labour Party. Yes, I remember what the governor of Abia State said. Alex Oti said. He said Obi came to him for consultation. He came to him for he consulted him that look, I'm about to leave the party, and he gave his reasons. Then the state governor gave him a go ahead. Now just as the national secretary, that is Daliti, said that Obi is a man of principle. You understand that he does not expect him to return. You understand, to the same party which he defected from recently, to the ADC. You understand? I think I really stand with that. Now, looking at the 2020, the election, 2023 election, where he lost, where he allegedly lost. Let me put it that way, because we've been hearing news that it was rigged and terrible. I wasn't there, so in that aspect, just as my colleague said, that Nigeria needed change. We needed someone in another platform, someone from another, a new face.
Who understands their pains.
Who understand, outside who understand it. See, Nigeria needs change. Outside the pain, we need change totally. Let me put it that way. And we are not looking for a candidate, from the same atmosphere, or from the same region, or from the same platform, that will come into seats and continue the growth movement of the country. We are looking for someone who, brings something new. You understand? Normally, Nigeria problem will not finish overnight. Will not just go dry overnight. But at least Nigeria needs to try something new. You understand? So the allegation of Peter Obi returning, possible returning to the Labour Party is a no-no. You understand? Because even in his current platform, you could see that he has huge supporter. Even the Obi movement are already there to tell you that Obi, in any circumstance, in any platform he finds himself, he already has a movement.
Surely.
So which other candidate currently, even the article, have you heard anyone calling about the article movement of the Reba? So this is a man, that the country, the federation is yearning for. So propagandas left and right, trying to bring his ambition down. I think to distract him is a waste of time.
Okay,
so even if he doesn't win, peradventure, which I know is not possible, peradventure doesn't win this primary, I bet you in under minutes, there are so many platforms that will open wholeheartedly for him.
Let me stop you for a moment. You mentioned that we've not heard anybody crying of the articles movement.
Or any
what
other...
if article is cooking behind the scene?
That's your word, cooking behind. Why did he not cook outside the scene? So yes, if he's deliberate and if he's genuine, he won't be cooking behind the scene.
Okay.
Just like Obi currently, he's not cooking behind it. Okay, look at the current protest in the National House of Assembly. He made the movement. You understand? Outside the Amechi, where is Atiku in this movement?
Like I said,
so when I say Nigeria needs change, this is the kind of person
scene.
I'm not supporting. I'm not a fan of any position, but I know what Nigeria wants and what Nigeria is headed to.
Right,
so we are already seeing it on the surface.
Thank you, King Zojalo. Over to you, Ugochukwu. If my memory serves me right, we could recall that Nenani Usman, she was appointed as committee member for the ADC to support and bring people for the ADC coalition party. Now, the party has gotten, the Labour Party has gotten back their rightful leader, which is the Nenani Usman. Who do you think they will pick as their presidential candidate in Labour Party, or will they join the ADC coalition?
Cassie, if truth be told, Labour Party or the key players in Labour Party have learned their lessons. They have known why they couldn't defend the votes in Nigeria. I won't say they lost. If I say Labour Party lost. I'll be saying Nigerians didn't cast their vote.
Okay.
Why they couldn't defend the vote they won in 2023 was because of Obi did not come into Labour Party. It was a few months before the election. Recall when the traditional Nigerian politicians, as I call them, as they were, mocking Obi that Is it to where the structure that is on social media, internet, that politics is not played on the social media? But when shops came to push, they saw how they didn't know what Nigerians were planning. And Nigerians went out and voted for P2. Nigerians are not voting for the party. We should understand that by now. Even in Kaduna and some other northern, okay, what of in Abia State? In Abia State, PDP is the majority party that just lost elected, that have ruled for more than 20-something years. And again, a Labour Party came and won. And then Yini Abaribe won with, when Okezi Bazo and all of them tried to rubbish him, he went and hibernated with Abga. And he won. And he's a senator with the platform of Abga, though now he has joined the ADC coalition. And the ADC, we should recall, even from the question you have asked, even if Nanadi Usman, who has already is a formidable kitchen member of Obi, or kitchen cabinet of P2B, because P2B supported her in becoming the caretaker committee chairman of Labour Party.
Yes.
So her allegiance is to P2B, wherever P2B is, and she has shown it, because immediately P2B moved to ADC, she joined. But still, that is why somebody accused Obi of not formally resigning from the Labour Party. Because this is a coalition. I want to tell Nigerians, this is a coalition. You can stay in your party and, throw support. Just like what Wike is doing.
Exactly.
Wike is a PDP member, and he is now working for the interest of
Renewed
Hope, which is championed by Mr. President under the platform of APC. You cannot fault Wike, you can't take him to court. So P2B is only a supporter looking for interest, where all the opposition political parties in Nigeria have said that we'll jettison our party manifesto and have an interest and redraft the constitution and manifesto of ADC to accommodate our own collective ideology. So everybody is still in their party. Even Tambowal is still in PDP, but we know he's fraternizing with ADC. You understand? So P2B have not made any mistake. And if you see what I'm saying, Nanadi Usman is a great supporter of ADC. Loretta Onochie is now in who was a personal assistant to Led Buhari, is in ADC. So there is nothing wrong in ADC having found faith in Nanadi, who has served as a senator from Kaduna South, and who is also from Kaduna State, where El-Rufai is, because El-Rufai and Nanadi Usman are working together. So now that their interest has aligned, whether Nanadi Usman is a caretaker of Labour Party, and he is among the committee members saddled with the responsibility of mobilizing the opposition and telling Nigerians what the ADC stands for, the course is clear. What she does is carry Labour Party and join the coalition of ADC. After 2027, everybody goes back to the party. You are not collapsing the structure like they did in APC. Remember that APC came about by ACN, renouncing their own ACN as a political party. AMPP renouncing, led by the late former science minister of Dr. Benea Ono, led AMPP into the agreement and forming of APC, and let Buhari bringing his own block of CPC, collapsing it into APC, and their certificate of registration with INEC withdrawn. It is not the same as this coalition. This coalition is whatever party you have, come in, let us build and stand as a formidable force to challenge the anomalies of the All Progressive Congress. That is what is up. So everybody is still in their house, coming under one roof, but from different rooms, decided to come to the sitting room to have a dialogue. That is what this coalition is. So Nanadi Usman, I believe now that the coast is clear, to the amazement and the shame, if I may use that word, of Baba Dati Ahmed. Dati Ahmed, who was the vice presidential running mate of Obi, who betrayed Obi in going to hibernate with Abure, thinking that as APC is supporting Abure, he will now become the presidential flag bearer. But I've been disappointed. By nature, I love nature. Nature, I don't like calling God. The Nigerians have taken God.
Sorry, no.
Nature will take its course.
In addition to what you are saying, sorry, I might quite disagree in some aspects. Now,
yes, no, you have your opinion.
Of course, because now, if you look at this arrangement of Nanadi Usman, trying to have a brief coalition with the ADC, despite being the caretaker, being the caretaker of the Labour Party. Don't you think this is kind of being an anti-party practices? Let's be honest. You understand?
No, it is not. Why is not?
Now,
I've explained. Hold on.
Wike has been accused times without number, various times, and has been criticized that look, being in the Labour, and that is what is causing their internal crisis.
APC.
Being in the PDP, and you are supporting
APC.
the APC, especially the Renewed Hope. Now, Nanadi Usman now in the Labour Party, and still trying to mobilize one or two for that of Peter Obi in the ADC. Now, looking at it in this vast area, measure it with that of Wike's situation between the PDP, don't you think it's a kind of anti-party activities that probably will raise an allegation against Nanadi Usman probably in the future? That is what I see here. You understand? Because see,
I love your insight.
You get
the
so
you raised. It is very germane and apt, because we are here to educate Nigerians and to look in beyond the news.
Exactly.
That's why analysis are done. Cassie, from what Kings have said, if Kings has listened to me when I was talking about what coalition means,
he
wouldn't have asked
he wouldn't ask the question.
See,
exactly.
Wike, whom you are asking, you are talking about anti-party activity. Has he been convicted? Have anybody taken him to? Can you take Wike to court? Or
but
anybody,
remember the convention in Oyo State. It was suspended by the Turaki party.
No, I don't want to go into a
yes, we are not going to that,
but I want to use it to draw comparison with coalition.
Okay.
See, politics is an interest-driven game. Wike is playing his politics according to where his interest can be accommodated. Nanadi Usman and the Labour Party are also playing their politics where their interests. If not P2B, remove P2B. There is one simple analogy I always give. Write the word Christian and divide it, remove Christ. And the IAN doesn't make any meaning.
No.
That is why Christ said, "Depart from me, and you are nothing." Remove Obi, the phenomenon of Obi from. That's why obedience have registered as an independent body. Wherever Obi goes, they go. Wherever Kwankwaso goes, the Kwankwasia movement goes. I want you to understand that. So, Nanadi Usman mobilizing support for ADC is not any anti-party. I can mention how many parties.
But this is the same platform that are calling qualified Nigerians right now to come under their platform to contest for presidency. So
which people?
That is the Labour Party.
The Labour Party are not calling for Nigeria. The Labour Party are still repositioning. They have gotten their acts together and back.
Due to the
but what they are doing now, they are joining, assuming without considering that Obi is still in Labour Party. Atiku, El-Rufai, Amechi, Solomon Dalong, and some other notable politicians. The former SFG, in the person of his name is eluding me now, has said he supported Obi in 2023. You understand? Babachi Alawal.
Okay.
These are the people that are behind the coalition. You remember that even Atiku, that just renounced PDP, Amechi renounced APC.
Yes.
What do you call it? See, those people are moving. They call it coalition. They are not the owners. That is what. Cassie, please, let's make this analysis for our viewers. That is why you will find out that the problem that Kwankwaso is going through in the hands of Nebue, the rightful owner and the founder of NNPP. He just found it as a platform to float his idea. It is not his political party. He's not a founding member of the political. Peter Obi is never a founding member of Labour Party. Peter Obi is never a founding member of ADC. Atiku is not a founding member of ADC. It is political ideology, political understanding that they came together and said, we can use this platform to advance our ideology. And all the major opposition political parties came together and agreed. And that is where Obi is, because Obi has found out that, assuming they put together in 2023, with his vote and that of Atiku and that of Kwankwaso, you know that the rest would have been history today. So let Nigerians understand that Labour Party is not collapsing. Even if PDP of Makinde faction today want to join Labour Party or ADC, they are not going to collapse the PDP. Wike, that is using his faction to support APC, is not fighting to collapse or destroy PDP.
But that is where the problem is. That is why the internal crisis is
anti-party.
But that is what is causing the internal crisis.
Let's be specific.
That is why the motion is going to the court and there. But that is what is causing the menace happening in PDP, and that's why since it's collapsing.
Coalition and forming government of unity is allowed in a democracy anywhere in the world.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ugochukwu. So moving away from that particular story to the one of Orji Uzor Kalu. Now, Orji Uzor Kalu has been a two-time governor in Abia State, right? If I'm not wrong. He has been a two-time governor in Abia State, and he said that there is no network in his village. He said there's no network
I see.
in his village. But he has a mansion in his village, right? And he makes calls, isn't it? And we also have students that write WAEC and also write JAM using CBT in Iberi community, isn't it? So where do they manufacture network from? And I'm very much sure that they use POS, that's point of service. They have POS services there. So where do they get network from? Since he's saying that there's no network in his village. And isn't it a shameful thing for a whole two-time governor to say that there is no network in his village?
Well, I will quite go with Orji Uzor Kalu just in one area. Now we're talking about a village by the name Igbere that is located in Bende local government area of Abia State. Yeah. So probably, let's be honest, most of these remote areas, these villagers, most of them probably might not might be having challenges in terms of communication network and thereabout. So probably we might not want to deny his statement or allegation in that aspect in one way or the other. Yeah. So
you agree with him that
irrespective
no
of the network, the village has POS, and the school were able to write WAEC and thereabout using CBT. Probably in his own statement, he might be correct in one way or the other.
Okay.
Now, going to the fact of trying to use that as a phase of why this electronic act was, should be removed from. Look, all these are, being loyalists to whoever they are backing in these bills and laws making and thereabout. Okay. You say Orji Uzor Kalu. We all know where he stands. We all know his formalities. Yeah. We all know the people he is trying to play rival with. So it is not a new thing. You see, in a constitution and in a Senate house, definitely we have full loyalists. We have those who are standing for and those who are standing against. So he should know that, look, Nigerians are not kids. Okay. He should know that Nigerians are people who are 85% filled with knowledge individuals. For you to start bringing out this charge, that is one thing our senators should know before you bring out any accusation, before you bring out any saying that probably to use as an excuse. Know that, look, there are people who are intelligent. Definitely, there are people who are in that same community with him who might, be.
So now, in other words, the no network in my village is not really
is a play bank tag of what trying to escape what they are
Thank
propagating
you so
in the
much,
House of
Kings
Senate.
Ojalo. Yeah, over to you, Ugochika. I'm sure you have something to add to what Kings Ojalo just said. But before you add to what Kings said, the APC, they seem to be afraid of voting for this electronics election result. They seem to be afraid. Why are they afraid? Meanwhile, they have 30 governors, they have majority rep members, they have majority senators, they have assembly members, council chairman, and councillors. Yet they are still afraid of voting for the e-transmission. Why are they afraid? And Uzor Kalu saying that there is no network in his village. Do you agree to that? That there is no network in a whole village? They have point of payment service, right, where they use POS to do all their transactions. Apart from POS, don't they have banks in their village? Where do they use network from to do all the transaction? And do you agree with this electronic transmission election result? Do you agree with it?
Cassie, Nigerians, if Nigeria is not the kind of country we find ourselves,
okay,
if Nigeria is truly a constitutional democratic nation, not just Kalu, his likes and kinds can not be talking to Nigerians.
Exactly.
Because at this country, I don't know what has come over us. Orji Kalu was sentenced for 12 years imprisonment. Only was very unlucky, I don't want to say he's lucky, that his lawyers were able to prove that the judge that sentenced him had already been promoted to the, whether it was a backyard arrangement, because once you know that you are a high court judge or a state or federal high court judge and you are to be you have been promoted, given your letter of promotion to a higher court, you are not to conclude any, you are not to give any judgment on any case that you have. From the time you are being promoted, your time of service in the next court has started reading, and any judgment you give within that period will be considered in a nullity, because you are no longer a member, you're no longer pretending at that particular court where you were before you were promoted. I don't know how that judge played on Nigerians' intelligence, and his lawyer, the Orji lawyers, leverage on it to go back to the courts to now say that that judge had already been promoted to
please can you wrap up?
Appeal court before that judgment. Now I'm bringing it for you to know the type of politicians and the country that we find ourselves.
Okay.
Where they willingly, box Nigerians into a corner, and after they say we shouldn't talk. Dino Medaya said, you say the truth, you die. You keep quiet, you die. We say the truth and we die. Because everybody dies once.
So you do both.
So what I am saying in effect is that Orji Kalu is the least of the politicians we expect to speak, even for him to be representing the good people of Abia, from that Abia, is it Abia East or Abia South?
Abia South.
It's very, very appalling. And we know the margin with which he came out to win the election. His election was contested up to the Supreme Court. And the APC and the Tinubu administration, they know that is why he's standing on no. Because if he can win the election without manipulating it, let him go and face the people with e-transmission. So Orji Kalu is the least of the leaders we should be listening to. But Nigerians know where he stands, because he's looking to be shielded by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He knows he can win an election in Abia State for having left Abia State in the developmental backwardness that Abia found themselves prior to the coming of Oti. If not for Oti, will it not be very shameful for Orji Kalu to attribute himself with the name Abia, God's own state, the first state in the pecking order in the Nigerian list of states? That Orji Kalu, who was a two-time governor, who fell out with Obasanjo, formed PPA to be on his own. He left PDP formed PPA, where he relegated his wife, the office of the First Lady, and gave it to his mother, Elder Mrs. Eunice Uzor Kalu. Let us say it on national television, where his wife, Ifeoma Uzor Kalu, who is late now, could not function as the First Lady of the state. I was in Abia State. That's where I had my secondary school then. So Uzor Kalu, on what locus is he standing to? So the mansion he built that has a presidential lodge in Ibere, the university in Ibere, that people are writing jump, as you alluded,
Rhyme,
and
Bayek.
banks are there, because all Uzor Kalu cannot tell me that his community is not a small London in Abia State. He's not playing to the gallery, just as King said. He's just playing with the intelligence of Nigerians. But I'm happy that Nigerians are standing up to them. It is not business as usual. The time they held swear, the time they thought when they speak, everybody keeps quiet, is no longer. The advent of internet, social media, is beginning to, match them to their own words. That Nigerians everywhere now can talk and scrutinize activities of government. 2027 elections, I bet them will not be like that of 2023. There is already plans on the ground. You recall that in 2022, when this electoral transmission came up, it was Alain Dume that is playing this devil's advocate that Uzor Kalu played now, saying that there is no network in his village. While I know that since Boko Haram started ravaging there before the coming of Governor Zulum, he don't visit his senatorial zone. Alain Dume. So Uzor Kalu is now, because he will need the president's protection to come back, and he wants to be among the ranking members in the National Assembly. That is why he's opening his mouth and closing it. Then now, Uzor Kalu, what he has done is an affront on the sensibility of Nigerians, and he's a political opportunist, and this time he wants to find a very favorable ground with Mr. President, but they have failed. Then what about, so somebody said on a later note as I conclude, somebody said the Senate President will always have network to connect. Anywhere he goes to
meet his girlfriends.
And also Oshomole will always have the
network to rob a girl's leg.
And the network to begin to rob. So however they find the network and they send money to their girlfriends, let them do it for Nigerians. Let us start from there. And that will give us a roadmap. But e-transmission has come to stay. Whether Uzor Kalu likes it and his APC cohorts or not, what Nigerians want is what will prevail.
And that's it on State of the Matters. You've heard from our analysts. Wherever the senators are getting network to romance their ladies' legs and also send money, they should also look for network to implement the e-transmission of result. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you, King Sojalo, for joining us. And to you, Ugochukwu, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure having you on our show. Many thanks for staying tuned. Stay engaged. Stay informed on this channel as I bring you more updates. I remain your host, Cassie Tony. Is a bye for now.